Alright, so it's a new morning. My foot feels better. I have this miracle drug for gout that when I take it and within 24 hours my foot pain goes away. If not, if you have gout, anybody knows what that is? It's like an inner joint pain in your foot. You can't even walk. I couldn't barely walk at the end of the day yesterday while I was trying to do that video. I moved all my stuff over to there. So of course we had to make room for that. Haven't gone through any of that yet. This was the other box that came in yesterday. My day was done at that point. We did learn a lot of fun things, but we do have another Coleco atom coming in. I don't like to do the same thing a few days in a row, so we'll do that. At some point we'll fire up that atom and all that good stuff up there. But I'm going to wait till the other one comes in, and then we'll do it all in one little video or something. We'll see. Who knows? I used one of the boxes from yesterday on a big item I had. So there's two big boxes yesterday, not the really big one, but the other one, I used it. I already reused it. Packing, all of that stuff. So I'm always excited about these boxes. So this is the laptop that I was supposed to get. I mean, the case is not even nearly anything like the other case. I don't know how he confused it, but we all do it. So what ended up happening was, if you see the video a few videos back, I got a surprise when I went to get my Toshiba laptop out that it was an Apple. But we made do. And the guy it was a win-win. I bought that one, this one, and that Atom. And I've got a discount on all of them, so worked out. And I would have not even known about that Atom, which I'm a big fan of it right now. We'll get back to it though at some point. I don't expect it to work, but we'll see. Maybe get lucky. Alright, so one of my things I like is Toshiba, old Toshiba laptops. The reason why I got this, hopefully this is what this is. I don't want to go through this again. I still have that, so it's an Apple PowerBook 145B. That's over there somewhere. And we're going to go through that again. I bought not an IDE to compact flash because it's SCSI. It's some other little blue SCSI thing to replace the hard drive in that. I think that's the problem, but I'm not positive. But now we're going to look at this. Let's see if we get lucky this time. Toshiba, that's a good sign. Last time, the first thing I did was I pulled out the power supply. You can see that video, it's a few back. And I pulled it out and it was an old Apple power supply. I was like, something's up. I don't know how he missed the case. This case is complete. This is a nice case. The other case was kind of dilapidated. But we all make mistakes. So let's see. But he gave me a good deal on those other ones. So that's pretty cool. I like to look around, see if there's anything else in there. Once in a while I find a surprise. I found a really funny surprise. I can't say what it was, but it was pretty, I guess, a shocking surprise that I found. Just recently I got one of these and I opened it up and a DVD came out. And I'm not going to say what kind of DVD, but we'll just leave it at that. It was pretty funny. I was like, whoa. Somebody forgot to take out their collection of a DVD. Alright, so this comes with the power supply. So Satellite Pro, I have variation of Toshiba old laptops. And of course, at the end of the day, it's just to play games and old games on it. Windows 98 era-ish. 95, 98. I got this because I had this. So we're going to make this into an IDE compact flash. That's what we're going to do. I think we'll take my dog for a walk and then I'll pause this and we'll come back. I can pause it. Let's see. Alright, so let's see what we got. I took my dog for a quick walk. Check this out. So I have 3 or 4 of these in various ages between Windows 95 and I don't need 10 laptops to do the same exact thing in that era. So we're learning how to do IDE to compact flash, which I figured out, and eventually all these are going to be loaded with some fun games that I'm going to resell. First, we're still learning about it. So the first thing I want to do before you even turn it on is look for anything that could be fun. Meaning, doesn't look like it. I'm looking for other stuff, extra memory, all the good stuff. I don't see a thing for this. What's this for? That's a battery. So this has a removable floppy to it. This is one of the ones that this removes. It can be a floppy. I have some similar. This comes off. You can put a regular disc on it. Right now it has the floppy on it. Toshiba was really fun back then. The tech was pretty cool. So somewhere I have some more IDE to compact flash, which look, where did I put them? I think this is supposed to work, or at least boot to BIOS. We'll find out. So this is Windows XP, this one. So it'll be a little bit more upgraded than the other ones. Not really into XP, mostly Windows 95, 98. I mean, I got a million things I can make: XP, Windows 7, all that stuff. It's the old stuff that I'm really into. But we'll set this one up anyway. That's the point. So this is a little newer than my other satellite, which is a solid Windows 98 machine. This is when they had this, which wasn't as good as the trackball. The old ones with the trackball on them, those are the best ones. Then they got that finger thing, which now is a pain. Trackball was the best. And then the one that had the trackball and had this, so you could jump far with this and then trackball around. This didn't have that. I'm not sure why. Alright. Let's take a look here. So let's look under so there's just a removable. It's any place to put storage. So back here is the normal. Some sort of a dock situation going on there. The USB. It's had a USB in it, which is pretty big. And video out. With 15 volt. Why do I say that's no 15 volt Toshiba. So the power supply is a little bigger than the newer with this one here. Oh no, I thought you got him in. Hold on, let me go get him. Look at my buddy. I forgot my buddy. Buddy Ranger was all aside. Alright, let's see what we got. Again, at the end of the day, all computers do the same thing. So, not going to do anything magical. But it's fun to play around with them. Yeah, again, anything I get like this you can always resell because all vintage. So this has a side button that turns it on. So BIOS. So this is going BIOS version 2.2. Ooh, that's a weird noise. What was that all? What is that noise? Sounds like a spaceship. Hear it? What is that? What is it? I'm assuming that's a hard drive problem. That was really weird. But fun. Let's figure out where that's coming from. Power on. So it does power on, so that's cool. So there's a CDX 445 and then there's a CDT. The CDT was more expensive to try to find because it's supposed to have a better screen. What is that noise? It's gotta be... A lot of these won't boot unless you have a disc in it, so... Now let's look for... Hard drive's gotta be right here. It is. Let's get it out of there. It's gonna be the old IDE. Somewhere around here. I could find that once. .4 was in this. Oh, it's instantly better today. Huh? The medicine, it makes it instantly better. No, it's fine. Yeah, it takes just went from not being able to barely walk yesterday to fine now, which is awesome. It wasn't in my toe, it was in my ankle. Let's come off. Unlock. That's for the battery, that's not for this. It has to pull out this way. I think it does. If you're forcing it, that means you're not doing something right. What's this for? That's for this. That takes this off. Is there something on this, underneath this? I don't think so, but just check. Of course, batteries never really. I got a lot of these whole batteries. I got a whole stack of them. Some actually might still hold charge. No, there's nothing there that's saying. The weight of these batteries back then was huge. The weight added to this because of this. So that doesn't have any bearing on this part. Let's just put the screw back in for a second. Let's throw the disc in and see if anything happens. It sounds like it's going to take off like a spaceship. So we've had this for a while. I don't know where I got it from, but let's open it. Recovery disc in here. I don't know if there's actually any OS or not. I'm not positive. That's backup CD. Let's see what's in the backup CD. It's just the other stuff like Word 4 and all that. So what's this then? This is the recovery. So I would need recovery. It has a floppy in a thing too, which is actually huge because remember this is removable. Sometimes they're floppies. So let's see what happens now. So we'll go back to figuring out how to get that off. So this is a 445 CDX 1.4. 1.4 specifies the disk drive. I mean the hard drive rather. Just want to see what happens if I put the drive in. mean the disk rather. This is recovery. I don't know if this says the operating system on it or not. We'll find out. The power button's there. Center green is power here. And it starts making that weird space noise. It's really funny. Sounds like a video game, actually. Sometimes these disk drives don't stay on. Oh, what just happened? Oh, now it doesn't close. That's common with these too. Oh, bummer. Striking out here for a second. I have to hold it down for a second. They don't lock for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, there goes the disk drive. I hear the disk drive doing something. And the spaceship all at the same time. Yeah, these doors never close. F1, F2. I'm trying to hold it. I thought maybe it would boot to that, but it's not. See, it's not staying closed. Disk is spinning though. So we are at square one here. Now this doesn't close, which really bums me out. I have some other ones for replacing, but I don't know if it's the same. They're different. It's a different Satellite Pro, but maybe it fits it. I think I have a couple, something similar to this one right here. I see one. This one works. This is a little bit older than that one. Windows 98 all day long on this one. I got this one to work. Satellite 2595 CDS. I got a couple of those. Again, I'm just playing around with the Toshiba ones. But I just saw something wrong. So this has... Oh, so this is what I can use actually. So this is the IDE to compact flash. Here. So it gets rid of that clunk, 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 clunk. This was working fine on there. I had to take one pin off. There was one pin too many, but it worked. And you format it. I have a compact flash adapter for Windows and 11. So I go on my regular computer, format it, Rufus, FreeDOS or something, and then I can use it to here. So we have two ideas. I have two more of these. I want to look at something first. What about this one now? I think this is the case where I found that. Was this the one? No, that's not the case. So some of these older Toshibas get to the one that's, this is much older. This one. This one's much older. This is Windows 95 all day long. This one. Right now it's running Windows 98. This one. Pretty cool. That's a cool one. Floppy on this. And I don't think it has a... Doesn't, I think it just has a floppy on this one. Alright. I'm trying to get to this one like this. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to get to it. This is a Satellite Pro. See the removable's a different place. See it? It's inside. That's what this was different. This is an older one. This is 430 Satellite Pro, but the removable is actually on the inside. Comes out like that. See it? With that one, well, it kind of does, but I don't think it's the same disk drive. That's what I was thinking. But the problem with all those disk drives is this. They don't close anymore. So let's look at this one. 440 CDX 1.4. That looks similar to that. Those all look, this looks very similar to this one. Yeah, right, because it's a 440. That's 445. Alright, cool. I must have had that and forgot about it. I have 2 of those, so that means I have other drives somewhere. And the disk drive on that is in here. This is the fun stuff. As I talk about, the first thing I look for. Extra RAM. So these 4, this is a 430. These are the old IDE hard drives. Some of these work, I think. I can't remember. These are the thicker. That Toshiba, the other one's thinner. All IDE. 1.4. It's in this one. I think all these were 15 volts still. I have some other ones that were different voltage. As I always say, they all do the same thing. So this has a floppy in it too, see? Right there. You lift it. So the 430, the other ones are very similar. Let's get this hard drive back in there for now. And at some point we'll sell some of this stuff again, but alright, so that's a 430, that has a RAM on the bottom. Let's get these ones out. So this one's a 432. Had the RAM on the bottom too. 430. CDT. CDX. And then so those are older. And 440 and 445. This was a 700. So then that would make that one. See, it has a compartment there. This one works. Oh, this is the Taxera. Taxera, I think it's called. It's actually over there. So somewhere, I've got more hard drives. I mean more disk drives, but I think all of them are the same. They don't close anymore. It's very annoying. So let's see why this hard drive was never taken out. Let's move some stuff over here. I'm just gonna stick with that. We'll come back over to this fun stuff. That's in there and that works. It's 15 volts too. What I want to know no, I didn't take the hard drive cover off this one. This is basically identical. See it? They look identical. These two. So I must have had a couple 440s, I remember. I don't think they work though. This and this. So that's identical. So where is a couple things? I would assume the hard drive's inside, and that usually means it's under the keyboard. Or not. It may be a little. I have to look later. That says 440 CDX. That's CDT. Still trying to figure out how to get this on. Let me try this one. This. So I can get past that weird noise. There is no screw in there. screw out of this one? There's no screw in there. So, I can't get one off, I can't get the other off. Let's see if there's another. So this battery, everything is the same too, see it? Same battery compartment. So it's identical. Just a little bit, maybe different RAM or chip in it or something. Can't see how this stuff comes off. There's no screw on, I should just pull out, right? What's happening? That's for that. That's for this. I don't know. That's where I'm at this. So that boots up to a weird space sound. We've got other. Tried booting from the drive, and I think I have somewhere. I have a floppy. One of these had a floppy to it. And that disc has got both. This one at this point, besides the drive not closing anymore. See it? Rats. So let's pull it off of there. I don't know what causes that. So we get this off. Just comes off like one unit. Yeah. I got more of these somewhere. See something? The latch breaks or something? See it? Not sure what causes that. 1997. This says 1997. Oh. And then the hard drive, we haven't quite figured that out yet. Stuff over here. So a little rundown on that. We'll figure out some more. This has got to come off. The other one didn't have a screw in it. This one does, though. Took it out once, didn't do anything. Looks like it should just pull out. Whoops, I'm gonna lose the screw. Why doesn't it just pull out? I think it's just stuck in there. Something here for a second. It's pretty pricey for one of these, even though it doesn't work, even with it not working. But I got some other fun things coming in. Wasn't really going to get a lot of stuff, but we got some other fun stuff. Try to keep the channel interesting if I can. Determined to get this off. We can only go that way. Can't go a different way. I need like a thinner thing, but I just really don't have it. This is as thin as I have. Usually it'll go in the slot and pull out. But now I'm gonna have to go to. Don't want to do this. But I don't see any other choice. Can't get my freaking finger. It doesn't move. How's that possible? There's no other screw holding it. I just lost the screw. Now there it is. Need something really thin. Find something even thinner. Like really thin. I can't even get to that. Need to get between that glue. What the heck do I have that's that thin? Usually a credit card does it. What's holding you on that way? It's not this, is it? No, that's for this. Usually there's like a thing here where you to tell you to push it out. That doesn't seem like it moves at all. Oh, that's why. Duh. I could sit here and push it all day long this way. Doesn't go that way. It goes this way. I just saw it. Now I just had it. That's all it does. Duh. I just was determined that it had to come out this way. Again, if you're forcing something, then that means that something's wrong. Alright, I figured that out. That's good to know. Yeah, like night and day. Yeah, I got all my work done. All my orders are already out. 8:30, the post office opened. I had all my orders at the post office. Alright, so let's see if we can do something here. Should be able to. We'll find out in a minute. So I don't want to lose the screw or that thing, so that just comes off this way. Same with this one. There's the hard drive in here too. There should be. Now that we know which way to open it. Now it all makes sense. So this is going to have an old... Oh, that's a big one. It's a big old hard drive in this, huh? So this would have been a 2. Somebody must have upgraded this. This 2. It's 1.4 and I see 2 on here. Interesting. So I believe this is probably the same caddy too. So this would have to go into here. See it missing, see the pins missing right there? I got 2 more of these that I'm just gonna set up. Windows 95, so I use 8 gigabytes for Windows 98. Windows 95 is only really good with 2 gigabytes. Again, these have to be the industrial kind. I usually get this exact kind. Because the computer sees, the old computer sees these as fixed, like a hard drive. Retail ones, it sees as removable. I use one for swap around from old to new. Windows 11 to this. When you're trying to find drivers and stuff. It's the easiest way to do it. Flip-flop back and forth. Alright. So let's check this out. Let's do something here. I'm kind of in a better position to figure out what's going on. So let's pull this out. It's identical. This is an old Seagate. Wow, that's pretty cool. Wow, I've never seen one of those kind like that. Old Seagate 2ST IDE. So we're just gonna. I just want to see if I put this one in there. Should fit the same, right? Goes that way or does it go this way? I wasn't paying attention. It goes this way. No, definitely goes that way. I was just not paying attention. No, I just put that in there. No, it's gotta go this way. It says Marathon on it. Seagate Marathon. Looks identical, right? I got more of these around somewhere. So how does that just go in? Can't be right. No, it couldn't be right. What am I missing? Oh, this is the way it's gotta go. Yeah, okay. Phew. I lose my mind there for a minute. Alright, let's try that again. throw Toshiba in here. Let's see what's on this one. You just gotta lift it up a little bit. That's a little bit of a. Remember, it's got those pins that gotta sit identical. Now let's see what happens. So cool, I can swap parts between this and that one, and I think I have more than one of the 440s that don't work, but lots of these things. And one of them, I believe, is a floppy. Alright, so let's see what happens now. There's that same noise we get. I took the disk drive off and changed the floppy. Changed the hard drive. Having two of the similar or almost the same makes life a lot easier. It's probably just the board that's different on the screen or something. The caddy and all that. Let's see what it does now. I see some hard drive action right there. But now I have the hard drive. These have some sort of a. So that hard drive, this hard drive makes that weird noise, but it didn't help me get past BIOS. I wonder why. Some of these have a logo stuck. Interesting. So let's do this for a second. Let's see if we get rid of this. What happens? I think that was maybe not all the way in. Hold on. No, because I heard it go on. It's fun to see the old stuff. So I'll have to figure out how to get into. Might need a floppy to boot to get out of that BIOS. And there is one for this right here. Recovery boot. Try one more thing. We're gonna say that this doesn't work, but we're not positive. This one sounded like it was working, but again, no. Let me try something. One more last thing let's undo this. Somewhere I'm going to look around. I know I have one that's of a floppy nature. This. Oops. Close anymore. Alright, so we're going to do that. Let's do this last thing. And put this one in here. Now we figured out all the stuff I didn't know before. All set. It's in there good. Let's throw the thing on there so it's locked in. This over. I just do this for fun. Again, I've been trying to learn how to do I finally figured it out I already know how to do it for the desktops, these IDE to compact flash, but now I'm working on these little laptops. Alright, so let's just give this recovery another shot. As I put the disc in, and it didn't close anymore. All right, so let's do this last thing. We'll call it a video. Hold that in there. I did hear the disk drive was spinning. That's flashing. Ooh, see? I got somewhere. Yeah, I had a feeling I was going to get somewhere. It was stuck at... that beeping noise, I don't know. Alright, so that's cool. These Toshibas, they won't, if they don't boot to something, they act like they don't work. Oh. And then I say that, no, it doesn't work. Did I take the battery out of this? That's another thing that can happen to these. Did I lose it? But we got somewhere further. That hard drive doesn't work, and it was causing an error, causing it not to get to here. But now I got to here, so it's 49152 kilobytes. And sending, and. Are you sure? Yes. Memory test. So it's pretty awesome. Got it to work. I don't know what memories in these other ones. Starting Windows 95. Sweet. I forgot you could swap drives to one to another. No, or you can't. There it goes. Huh. Unexpected. Fax modem. 33.6K fax modem. Problem is I have to sit here and hold this. Actually, I don't really need to, I don't think. It just needs to see the drive. It needs to see this. It's booting from the drive that I stuck in there. The Toshiba one. And then what we'll do is we're going to put one of these in there. But I know that this IDE, old IDE, works. Let's see. Searching for our drivers. We're just going to cancel that for now. Finish. That's pretty awesome. Not like firing up an old computer that hasn't ran in years. Yeah, see, you can only use this as to get you around. I have a trackball for the old computer too. Let's see how many drivers it's missing. I really don't need to keep my finger on there. It's not doing anything with the disk drive. It just booted from... This IDE hard drive probably won't work that long. How did I get the channels? I don't want to go there. I want to go up to here. Oh, settings. I'm trying to get the control panel. There it is. Just want to see... Device manager. Hear the clunking noise? That's the clunk. The old laptop clunk. Oh, it's actually only missing other device, which is probably a modem or something. USB serial. It's pretty awesome. So let's see what it shows up for. The problem is my drive doesn't. I got it to work, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, 48 megabytes. This has got a Pentium in this. I don't know what that one did. So technically we could swap this, put this in here. But we're gonna make a fresh one. All right, so I got to work. Yay! Didn't expect that.